Today my mother was tired when I stopped in to visit, planning to take her downstairs to lunch. And while many a day I will coax and cajole, force her to rouse herself, to rise to the occasion, today I didn't. I let her be. Why? Because I was tired too. So I didn't make her make an effort, make her rise and dress, put in her teeth. I did hand her her hearing aid, however, to make conversation less about shouting and gesturing and guessing. And then I lay down beside her on the big, now half-empty bed, and I held her hand. And we talked. We talked about the little things, about everything and nothing. I told her we had just this morning measured Ethan to find he had grown a full half-inch in 1 month. She patted her head in mine and proclaimed us both lucky in our luxuriant curly hair. I talked to her about Jacob. She furrowed her brow. He's still autistic, isn't he? Oh yes, that's for certain, Mom. Probably always will be. But he's doing well? He's in a good school? Oh yes, Mom, very well. A very good school where they love and appreciate him. I'll bring him by soon. He wants to see you. Asks for you. I haven't brought Jake to see my mom since I had to put her cat Willie down last week. And for quite a while before that even, as Willie was growing quite frail, unable to handle the overly enthusiastic love of an autistic 8-year-old. Jake adored that cat. We'll have a hard time with him gone. I'm not ready to handle that. Not yet. So everything is good then? Oh yes, Mom, everything is fine, just terrific. Terrific is not a word I would ever use to describe my life. Once you add special needs, autism into the mix of kids and family, life becomes many things. Intense, challenging, stressful, always stressful. Also meaningful and rewarding in ways I had never imagined. But just fine? No, not ever. Everything is not fine. But also, this is news I cannot share with my mother. Not anymore. She needs to know, to believe that all is well with me, that caring for her is never, ever a burden. She would feel so guilty if she thought she were one more weight heaped upon a difficult life. She feels bad enough it's me taking care of her now, instead of the other way around, the way it's supposed to be. So to her, my life is just fine. Haven't found me a man yet, have you? Nope, Mom. They're either too old, too young, or too dull. She nods in agreement, knows my father would be a very hard act to follow. Yet still, she longs for companionship. We lay side by side, a short arm's reach apart, as I know she had lain for 51 years with my father, on many a morning and evening too, talking about everything and nothing, those easy rhythms of intimacy, now gone. I know this well in my own life with my husband, although in these frantic years of young and special needs children, with my son Ethan too, who hoards his bedtime talking time with me, needing so much to process the day before surrendering it to slumber. I hold my mother's hand. We talked of this and that, and then we drifted off to sleep. Took a little nap, side by side, our fingertips a bridge from daughter to mother. I'm going to be 89 soon, she had said. Imagine that. I do. I'm no spring chicken myself, you know. I plan to make it to 100. Then, shaking her head, not likely. Why not? I'd asked. Why not? She smiled. We napped. I woke first, slipped my hand from her now lax fingers, stepped into the kitchen to do a little cleaning up after my formerly fastidious mother, who now really doesn't see the dirt. I came back to wake her, to say goodbye. There was so much to be done back across town. In my own life, groceries to purchase, children to retrieve, encroaching chaos to beat back in my apartment. But first, I sat softly on the bed and gently clasped her hand once more leaned over to gaze at her barely lined, still beautiful face, and whispered quietly, just below the threshold of her dimmed hearing, "Why not 100? Why not?"